you check the children. Show a little match sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the horror show. I'm Cecil, Laird.
Robert Duell.
And Jaime and Fuego here.
Finally trying to get our setup dialed in. I know this light is way too bright over here. We're still trying to work out the kinks of everything, but ideally this is going to work out better. Obviously, Fuego is not going to be able to be there in future green screen reviews because the shadow is way too prevalent behind him. So this review may be green screen, so I apologize. We're still working out the kinks, but quite frankly, this movie doesn't deserve a whole lot more than this. So guys, we are here to round out our reviews for this week for the Tremors Worm Week, as I like to call it.
Yeah, you're not the only one, though.
I'm just kidding. Shout out to Brian Gatto.
We love
I guess.
that.
But yeah, we've been planning on doing Tremors Week here for a while, and so we are here to finally, as you guys have seen, our reviews of 1 through 4, plus the series, plus we had 5 and 6 already reviewed on the channel. Today we're here to talk about Tremors Shrieker Island, aka Tremors 7, aka the worst installment of the franchise
The
in
end
my
of the
estimation.
series.
Hashtag not my Tremors.
Literally the end of the series.
Not
This,
my Tremors.
this was really bad, you guys. So yeah, I mean, my overall thoughts are I always enter into these hopeful. Tremors is one of my favorite series. If I was given a official Hollywood series to reboot, it would be Tremors, and it would not have been this way. This was an absolute waste, a shame, a sham, and just an utterly, again, we can't spoil, but the end was so dramatically disappointing to me that as big a Tremors fan as I am, I'm sad and deflated and frankly angry at how this all shook out. So, Robert?
Yeah, no, pretty much. Again, I'm pretty much gonna go on a limb. We're all on. At least I'm on the same boat with Cecil. We'll wait for Fuego, but yeah, this was a terrible installment of the Tremors series. I've said in the previous reviews, I love this series. You know what you're getting into with the campy monster goofiness and everything, but honestly, with this movie, you don't even know really what to expect, and it's not in a good way at all. It's a complete slap in the face to the entire series, including the actual sci-fi series that we had.
Yeah.
Literally, and that's, I'm not even going any further. Fuego?
Yeah, massive disappointment, unfortunately. And I mean, I was hopeful, and I still, I was in denial as I kept looking at Cecil throughout the entire movie, and I was like, this looks really good.
The whole time, I was
The
like, this
whole
movie
goddamn-
looks so good.
That's all it has!
Which it did.
Yeah,
Honestly,
okay,
you know,
alright.
especially 6 looked like shit. 6 was maybe one of the worst looking since 3 in my estimation. 5, the fact that they were on location in Africa and, you know, had that going for them and so on and so forth. But, yeah, this one, whether it was like Predator or Jurassic Park-esque or whatever, you know, it was a nice location, but when you have a craptastic script that really doesn't, like, just make characters feel more interesting or developed or whatever. There were some quips here and there that I found amusing, but there were no kills that were compelling, and they managed that actually maybe once in 6, but there was a couple in 5 that I thought were pretty good. And even in 3 and 4, there were those moments. This might actually be my least favorite Tremors
Oh, it
movie.
totally is mine.
100% mine.
Yep. I like
which-
3 way
which
more than
sucks.
this.
Sucks to say. So, yeah.
Yeah, so getting into the story of it all, because again, we'll do this review like we normally do. We talked about our overall thoughts. We'll talk about the story, the acting, the effects. We kind of already mentioned the cinematography because that's all Fuego had to hang his hat on. Everything
was
looked
the best
well and
part.
fine. but
Honestly,
it's
that's
because-
about all
It's because
any
of
of
the
us
location. It was
could
on
hang anything
a
on.
beautiful island or two, and
This is an island and a half.
that's, I mean, if location is the best thing for your movie, you know you've got a problem. So the story of this is there's a group of people on this island that is apparently not far from Papua New Guinea or something. It's some island somewhere that
Which
is
is where we
that has
reconnect
another
with the
island
script.
near enough by where I mean, guys, this was just basically Jurassic Park, except with graboids. So
Well,
in this idea, there's a dude that has bred graboids on this island in order to hunt them, to bring really affluent, aka rich, people to come and hunt graboids. Things don't go according to plan. Clearly, they haven't done any of their research because they're not aware of the fact that ever since the Tremors lore went into 2, 3, and 4, there's gestation periods where the graboid only lasts like 12 hours.
Yeah,
and then there's shriekers
Well, yeah, it's
after
like
that.
a 4-week period, and then you have like maybe another month with the Shriekers, and then they keep evolving within like the next month.
They play fast and loose with their own lore.
Yeah, exactly.
Cherry
And
pick like some
however,
bitch.
if we're gonna get nitpicky with it, these idiots didn't know, and if they didn't know when various governments didn't know and all this different stuff, that's just sad and
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it really doesn't.
So yes, they're on this island, and there's hunters, and things start to go awry. People start to die. There's scientists on this island as well as
which
hunters.
is where it didn't make
Doesn't make any sense. Like, what is this island for? Right?
Yeah.
Is it scientists for studying? Is it hunting? Like, it doesn't.
Well,
it never
technically, they were
explains
two
it.
separate islands. I will give them that. Exactly. That's
Well,
why
that
I'll
was-
give
that
them
was-
that.
I'm just saying.
That's all they got.
Fair enough. So.
that was Jurassic Park, right? With the separate
Yeah.
islands for.
Well, yeah, it was Isla
Isla
Nublar
Sorna
and Isla
and-
Sorna.
yeah.
Isla Nublar, Isla Sorna,
Yeah.
Isla, I don't know what it
Why,
is.
you know what?
Let's call the whole thing off.
yeah.
Sure.
Volcano!
Yeah.
Oh my
Tomato.
God. There was one of those in here too, apparently.
Yeah,
A caldera. Not a volcano, a caldera. Nonetheless, guys, this movie,
They should have
okay,
called the
sticking
whole
with the
thing off.
story, sorry, let me refocus. So there's this weird stuff happening. Of course, there's underground worm. They don't even find a body. They find a mound of dirt with 3, assumed Shrieker.
They scraped off about a 3/4 square.
Yeah.
I know what this is.
So they
Nowhere near
they
as-
find graboids on this island. There shouldn't be graboids at all. Of course, they're like, we gotta call Burt Gummer, and
Conveniently.
it turns out that there's a bit more to the personalized Burt Gummer story in this. It's the same way they did with Part 6. Even though they brought back Jaime Kennedy, which is the familial relation from Tremors 5, they leaned on a different familial relation in Part 6, which was the daughter of... It was a daughter, right?
Yes, daughter of Val.
Of Val
exactly.
and
Yep.
Rhonda.
Val and Rhonda.
Yep.
And now this one, they're kind of circling back to 5, where it's now Bert and his fling
Lever?
from Florida, right? That's
Yeah.
where it happened, was Florida, because that was
It
such a
was.
big
It was.
hammered thing in Part 5.
Jacksonville.
So the mother, so they
Jacking
deal
it.
with the mother of
Jack.
Jamie Kennedy without having Jamie Kennedy in the movie.
Yeah.
So already we're like, oh, this is where we're at. So yes, so they call in Burt Gummer, like, we have graboids, we need help. He's basically given up on the whole thing at the very beginning, because he's now living on an island in
Haven't we all?
Papua New Guinea after 30 years in Perfection Valley. Apparently he's finally been driven out of Perfection Valley into an island off of Papua New Guinea. Just terrible
And
writing.
the reasoning
Just
for
terrible
that is
writing.
god awful.
And so, yes, they have to figure out the graboid problem, which is actually a Shrieker problem, which is also kind of a graboid problem in this movie. And it's just, that's as much as we can say about the story, because it's garbage. It's Garbo. 100%.
it really
I am
is.
not a millennial, but I'm going to say this is 100% Garbo.
I have never even heard that term
This
before.
bullshit.
It sounds dumb.
Well, that's what this movie deserves, is Garbo.
yeah.
Sure.
Robert, your thoughts?
No, well, we did overall thoughts, but...
No, your thoughts on this story.
Oh, well, yeah, hot garbage.
Yeah.
No,
Hot Garbo. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'll millennial it and hot garbage.
Oh, millennial it.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, like, seriously though, this was actually a very terrible story between like I said to them during, like, when we were watching it really felt like there's, okay, well, we gotta figure out something to hold on to these rights or do something, one last kind of thing or whatever. Again, I go back to it was literally an entire it's a game of front hand backhand, if you know what I'm talking about. It just for the entire series, it was atrocious, like how they rewrote just certain characters. They were trying to, again, like he was saying, tie in other movies with other characters. It felt so just overpacked with not needless bullshit that wasn't needed to be there. Same with characters. like we had a lot of characters that served zero purpose to the entire story. They were literally fill-ins for the background.
If I may, before you jump in,
I was
I
about
just
to
have
say,
to say
it's really going to be tough for whatever I can say.
No, I mean, I'm sure you still have a thing or two, but what I'm saying, what I was going to get to is, I think the filmmakers, and specifically the director behind these 3 movies, did 5, and they were like, oh, people like this.
Yeah.
I guess we have to do another one.
Yeah.
The next one was garbage, and they're like,
change
oh,
location.
we still have somewhat of an audience. I guess we should continue. And now they're like, let's just mash it. Let's just mash it into the ground. Mash it. I know, I'm probably gonna yell at, but nonetheless, I'm just saying that's what it feels like. They're just mashing it into the ground. They're like, let's just drive this story home in the most egregiously annoying way with all the characters. I'm sorry.
No,
I'll back off.
No,
I'll back
basically,
off. Well, your thoughts
I
on the
don't
story?
think any of us would disagree with that, honestly.
I'm not going to, because of the fact that there were so many underdeveloped minor characters, and they're actually utilized in the 3rd act where there is this big,
That's a
nasty confrontation that's about to transpire, and so grossness in that regard.
You're struggling to find positive things, aren't you?
I'm struggling.
It's not.
throughout-
It's also positive, but it's also too. It's with this being the movie it is. It's really easy to tell the entire story and spoil the entire thing.
True.
Because of how bad it is. Because that's really the only way to get across, really, of certain aspects.
They leaned on one big thing in the whole movie. Let's be honest.
Okay, well,
the
I'm not-
Shriekers were on camera for maybe a minute and a half.
Although
Maybe. Graboids were on camera for maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Grand total, you got less than 5 minutes worth of Graboid, aka Shrieker action in this movie.
Although you
And
did
that
not
is
get
not enough to sustain
cutaways.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although you did not
Cutaways.
get ass blasters, which was like
This
a
could have been
pre-
PG, to be honest with you.
preeminent bit, which was Tremors 3. So we did not
And
get
5
ass
and 6.
blasters in this.
5 and 6
we
seem
had
like
that
mostly gas
recurrence
blasters.
Back and,
Even the director in the thing that we watched afterwards, I bought the Blu-ray, so fuck me, right? But at least I got access to a few special features that you guys don't get access to, because apparently Netflix dropped this movie the same day the Blu-ray dropped. So I paid $20 for this movie while you watched it for free. So good for you, because you came out ahead in that deal. Let me tell you.
Can you tell he's salty?
Let's just get that gif of the salt truck just pouring it all out.
He's a
'cause
big
that's-
old saltine cracker.
For real, dude. I mean, look,
Rightfully so.
I've been in love with this series since 1990. It's 30 years later, and this just feels like some guy's like, hey, check it out. Watch what I can do.
Yeah.
Look it
I'm
up now.
pissing on your franchise. That's what it felt like to me. You know what I mean? And so I'm out. I'm out. on it.
And obviously, we've all talked.
I guess that's a segue.
From what you guys have heard, obviously, like we love the Tremors series and
do.
everything. So
We just talked about it.
That's why we
Yeah,
did this entire series review. I mean,
like, fucking, we get this abysmal bullshit.
Oh man, just wait. You guys, if you're watching this the day this airs, we are going to be doing a live tier list ranking in 2 days, this coming Sunday, of the Tremors franchise. And boy, I'll tell you, I thought 6 was going to be the lowest, 100% with ease. No.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, acting, guys.
Stay tuned.
So let's talk about the dynamite elephant in the room. Okay, let's talk about.
We'll start
I'm
over
sorry.
here
Did
with
we
him.
skip your story?
no, I mean, I didn't have much that I was going to
Then why don't you jump in with the acting
Yeah,
first?
let's start
Yeah,
off
man,
with
I wasn't
acting.
going to have much I was going to praise
Please.
positively about this, but
Well, fair enough.
I still will say that homie from 31, Rob Zombie,
Richard Brake.
Richard Brake is good in this movie. He is a great antagonist.
But
and-
he's so over the top.
But that's a
I
lot
mean,
of his characters, though.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah,
was how
but
he-
did it fit
that
for
was-
this movie though?
Did the
I
entire
think so.
movie
I
fit
think
for this
so.
movie?
That's what
Man,
I'm asking.
everything about this
It's
movie
just
was
another
so
thing that's out of place, even though he's good. It's
Everything-
still out of place.
Everything that he did the best he could with the shitty ass fucking role that he
I
was
agree.
written, man.
No.
And
I
started
did the
the
best
F-bomb
I
and
could
everything.
with what I got.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
he did, and it wasn't terrible. I'm not gonna I won't say his acting was terrible. His line delivery was actually probably better than even Michael Gross in this at times.
But they didn't show his gradual unhingement.
No, they didn't. It literally
He was just like,
cutaway.
oh, now he's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because again, it goes back to cutaways.
Sorry, we're cutting.
Sorry.
Fuego.
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys
sorry.
are funny.
Apologies, Fuego.
I thought that he was always just kind of like on the edge, like, you know, just kind of.
Okay.
He's like a tweaker.
Yeah, maybe. But you know, Gross back. He was hilarious. He made me laugh. He did everything he could to try to salvage this without
here's the
making
question,
it seem
Fuego.
as terrible.
How did you feel about the new installments? So, the black girl that was clearly just a carbon copy of the black girl from part 5.
Okay.
How did you feel about the scientist mother with a beard? How did you feel about
You only noticed that 'cause
I
I
thought-
showed
John
you now.
Heater?
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite is in
Yeah,
this movie
truly,
replacing
truly,
Jamie Kennedy.
truly.
I
John
was under
Heater-
the impression they couldn't get any. Forgive me, not you specifically, but forgive me, actors any lower than Jamie Kennedy as far as the horror sphere goes. But boom, now we're faced with Napoleon
But that's the thing.
Dynamite.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a horror movie.
He
Let
has
alone
John Heater?
even in action.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good
This
question.
is
I don't know
technically,
that he has.
I think, his first action movie.
maybe.
Action / horror. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
because that was just
Realistically, guys, let's be perfectly honest. This movie could have easily been a PG movie.
Oh, yeah.
PG.
Oh,
PG. Guys.
PG.
Guys. PG.
This is gonna look great.
which is really funny because PG, the third Tremors movie, was PG.
Technically-
This could
Well,
easily. This has less in
I
it
think
than the third
it was.
movie
I
did.
think
It
it
100%
was, but I think it also aired on Sci-Fi Channel, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. Let me know
I
if
think
I'm
you're
wrong in
probably
the
right.
comments
You're
and
probably
everything.
right.
I want to say number
Sorry,
3.
I didn't want
dropped
to
on
take
that
up too much, but acting wise, dude, John Heater, he felt like a lost cause. Like he was doing what he could, but it was so silly. No attachment to the series, so no attachment to the character.
I was so hopeful for him.
Well, honestly, I was
thought he was gonna be
too.
fucking
You were giving him
funny
more of
as
the
hell.
benefit of the doubt than any of us.
I guess so. That's because of like Blades of Glory and some of this other dumb shit he had done previously, where you know
He was Napoleon. He was a
assimilated himself.
great, funny
Did I
skater.
even mention his most notable work? No. So yeah.
But this
Anyway.
wasn't that, though,
I will-
right?
I
This
will-
wasn't that.
But one thing
his notable work. This wasn't that.
Well,
I said
no.
Blades of Glory. Have you
I'm
seen
asking.
Blades of
No,
Glory?
what I'm asking is, how did this performance stack up to those?
I think all three of those movies suck, honestly.
So it's on par. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
But one thing I will say though, again, it's with any damn movie, whatever, like it falls down to your writing and your script. I don't give a rat's ass if you are Al Pacino. You will suck ass if your
Doesn't write
script
scripts.
sucks ass. So that's basically
There's only so much polishing of a turd you can do. If your
Yeah.
script is a turd,
If South
all
Park
it can
taught
do
me
is look like a
anything.
pretty turd. And that's what this was. This was this was a very pretty turd, if you ask Fuego. Because man, was he impressed with the visuals in this movie.
I will-
Like to me, it's like, oh, they had an island, so any visual is going to be gorgeous. It's not about how you shoot this movie. It's the fact that you're on an island. So even the positives you can attribute to this movie are positives because of the location, not because of the skill behind the shooting of the location.
Yeah, you can have the most amazing spot to make your movie, but if your script sucks and you have nothing compelling to tell the audience, what are you doing? You're hiding. Yeah.
what are you hiding?
Would you rather look at a piece of shit on a mantle in a project, or would you rather look at a piece of shit on a mantle overlooking a beautiful island?
I was trying to be nice,
Both.
guys, but
Obviously, Fuego believes number 2 is the more appropriate way to go. Get it? Number 2. Anyway.
Okay, let's circle back.
Sorry,
Let's
forgive me.
get into
crap on my
effects.
face.
Please, Robert,
All right.
take over.
So
I'm having trouble here.
circle back.
The effects were awful.
The effects,
But you go first.
the effects actually were pretty bad, especially even on like a bigger budget than what they had for 2. I would say they didn't really do much with the effects. In at least 2 had your practical.
There wasn't a single bit
There
of practical.
wasn't not even between the fucking snakes.
Maybe you could consider
I
some
actually
of the
think
dirt raising
there were
practical.
a couple.
That was
Some of the
that
dirt
was
raising,
CGI
but
enhanced.
there were a
but
couple
even
of those,
even
like,
if it was
neck
practical,
hits.
it didn't look good. It didn't look like a graboid. It looked like a giant. It looked like a giant wart moving along the ground, because graboids don't look like that. They don't have a big bulbous thing on their head. They're giant worms, so if they move, the whole Earth displaces.
Well, and
it doesn't displace in like explosion.
That's what I was just getting to.
Explosion. Really, inch by inch, the graboid moves. No, that's not how it works. Sorry, Robert.
And it was too.
Lanny, get back in your cage.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Don't make me get the hose.
And
ahead,
this
Robert,
man
please.
wonders why he has the commenters give him crap.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you guys are jerks sometimes, though. I'm going to say that right
You're
now.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
But,
I do deserve it sometimes, though. Fuego's not wrong either. So.
yeah, we can all be assholes. But, circling back, once again.
I love these reviews.
Indeed. Yeah, this is a good one.
Let him talk.
Both of you shut the fuck up. Okay, so again, getting back to the effects. Not at one point did we have a single practical effect. 99.9 to 100. I'll just say 100 goddamn %.
Yeah.
We had nothing but crap ass CGI. Okay, I understand you went to the extent of trying to give the small little details with bone cracks and divots and everything like that, but when your articulations and movements are to the point where a movie from 1993 CGI...
1990 was the first one.
No, 93. I'm talking about 2.
Oh, okay.
With
I thought-
Shriekers.
I thought that was 95.
Was it 95?
I think it was, yeah, it was 95.
Whatever.
Either way,
The
sorry.
original movie
Apologies.
was
When you
90.
have better articulation
Maybe
with 90s CGI technology than what you do have nowadays, you have to look at your team. What the hell did you guys do? Like,
I think what happened, if I may, is they saw the response to 5, which there was a lot of CG to 5. That's where they went with the whole graboids jumping out of the ground. Apparently in 5, 6, and 7, graboids went from attacking from underneath to attacking from above.
Yeah, they turned into
even
great
though
white
they're
sharks.
Yeah,
even
and
though they're
then, like-
ground, they
like
attack from
face
above and
kinda.
like eat on their way back into the ground.
Yeah.
That's not what graboids do.
Yep.
That's not what graboids do. They try and lean into that.
Never
It doesn't.
did.
It's not. They just completely bypass their own rules, and it doesn't make for an interesting movie. It doesn't make for good tension because they're supposed to come up from underneath the ground. If everyone's worried about them jumping at them and coming from above, that's an entirely different movie.
stay in the trees.
Yeah.
Use the high hide.
Dude, yeah.
You know what
It's
I'm
a
talking
crossover
about.
Jurassic Park, 100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, the
I get
telephone.
They did it.
I mean, the goddamn telephone pole where Homeboy was, with a
Yeah, with the very first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that thing like what we were talking about and everything. It's the fear of I can't get down. Yeah, that I'm stuck on this platform. I don't know if
I'm
it's
not
still underneath
risking
me.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not risking it. So, guys,
We tried.
there's a long way of saying this movie is terrible.
It's a bummer.
It is a big bummer. Again, we're avoiding
not Burt
spoilers,
Gummer,
but this is just an unfortunate entry. And if you watch it, prepare to be disappointed on a. If you're a big Tremors fan, prepare
Every
to be
level.
disappointed on a massive
Every
level.
Yeah.
Massive level. Like, here's the thing. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I always am on these
We
reviews.
always appreciate you.
But this movie, I was already pissed about, right? I'm pissed about it. We took a break a half hour before the end.
Yeah, we did.
We were an hour and 10 minutes into this. We took a break because it was like, is this really happening? Is it really this bad? I was like, maybe they can bring it back in the finale. But then they do something in the finale that is so egregiously offensive to Tremors fans that it's like, oh, well, they're not even going to bother trying to come back from this.
Don't even say anymore. Literally, you can't say anymore.
I agree.
You cannot say anymore.
It's something that cannot be come back from, and
Blasphemy. That's all I will
blasphemy.
say. Blasphemy.
Just
End review.
it was just, frankly, this is what it looked like. It was like, hey, thanks for watching, directed by.
Yep.
That's what it felt like.
No, seriously. Oh, you love this? This is nostalgia from
Sorry.
your childhood and everything? Yep. No, it's basically, yeah. That whole let me piss on your childhood.
Final thoughts, Fuego?
I mean, I'm trying to be positive about it, but you
Well,
guys
actually, no.
definitely...
That's,
Go ahead, throw your
hit
positives
up
out there.
on the special effects because I don't think really touched on that.
We touched on the fact that there was no practice.
Well, yeah.
did.
CG
I
was
mean,
largely garbo.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if he could have some better highlight points,
fair
you might
enough.
have liked more than
No,
I did.
Fuego, what have you got?
I'm one of those that will, try to,
dickhead.
just be upon the positivity of this sort of film, but, man, I feel like this is the end of the series, which really sucks because I adore it just like both of these guys. And man.
You know what? I'm going to say one thing. Stay tuned for the end of the year. We have something very, 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 very special and dear to our heart coming.
That we are going to be filming before the end of the year. I don't know when it'll be released.
Well, yeah, sorry,
but
we'll be filming
we'll
it.
See, I mean,
but
no, I agree. Having watched this, it only makes me want to do that more and better than we
are
even
going
thought
to
about.
do it way better.
Yeah, I mean, dude, how could we not? Quite frankly, after this. So, guys, that's going to do it for our review of Tremors, Island Fury, Tremors, Shrieker Island, whatever the hell you want to call Tremors.
God damn it, Trevor! What is your fucking problem, you piece of shit?
Tremors 7, guys.
Shrieker block.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really get in that.
Nonetheless, it was terrible. Thank you guys very much for sticking through our entire Tremors week, Graboid week, here on the horror show, as we like to call it. If you missed any of the reviews, all of them are up. We did reviews of 1, 2, 3, 4, and the series. We had already reviewed 5 and 6 as they came out. And then this Sunday, if you're watching this as this comes out on the Friday, this Sunday we are going to be doing the live Tremors tier list ranking. So this is available on Netflix. You don't have to pay any money for it if you already have Netflix. Go watch it and then come back and tell us how much you agree with us on how bad this movie is when we do the tier list ranking. Until then, you guys, thank you to our patrons for supporting the channel, and thank you guys very much for sticking through this absolute mess of a review. Woo! I've been Cecil Laird.
Not my Tremors.
We tried. I mean, Fuego.
And remember, stay scared!